You hear this term with movies a lot. It's so bad it's good. And that's true, you know, with every Godfather, Shawshank Redemption, Avengers, The Dark Knight, you get a movie like The Room, Birdemic, Cool Cat, Samurai Cop, Patrol 2. That goes the same with video games, you know? But there are games that are so bad that they are good. Like, laughably bad, and games that you can actually have fun with, but in a meme-y sort of way, you know? And I also figured I can't really do this list alone. So I brought over my boy Slash.
Because I'm a meme?
Yeah, because you're a meme.
Hello guys, check out my new channel, Seasonin'.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, he hasn't made it yet. But, yeah. So, I'm DPX, that's Slash. Welcome to my top 10 games that are so bad they are good. But before we get started, you know what to do. Be sure to like this video, subscribe if you're new, turn on notifications, and leave a comment, and you'll be a loyal subscriber for both me and Slash from Gamevault.
Yeah. I wanted to give to you, in the last part of your notes here, the significance spiritually of the number 10.
Ever wanted a game where you play as Michael Jackson and ironically rescue little children from the mafia? Well, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker on the Sega Genesis is the game for you.
The gameplay mechanics include holding your crotch and yelling, "Ow!" He can also shoot sparkles out of his fingers and then turn into Michael Jackson. Gundam Edition.
Some other bad but good things include making all your enemies dance.
But it drains half your life. Why would you ever use that? Also, we find it hilarious how not all copies of the game have Thriller in the graveyard level. And Bubbles was there?
The only reason it's not higher is because, though it may be laughable now, it was a big deal back in the day. Hey Slash.
Yeah, DPX?
Remember that mascot for Pepsi who was known for mostly running into things?
Oh, the Kool-Aid Man.
No, dumbass. I said the Pepsi mascot.
Oh.
Yeah, he got his own game, by the way.
This shit show of a game only includes Pepsi. And Pepsi!
Yeah, this game is probably the biggest example of a game that's just a giant product placement. But I can't help but love this game.
I also feel bad for that poor guy. He probably has diabetes and no liver. Like his life is just drinking Pepsi and telling you what to do.
You're doing pretty good.
You see what I mean? I feel like if this man sees Coke, he'd probably have a heart attack.
If you're looking to play as, fight against, save, or use Pepsi, this game is for you.
Let's not forget about that man at the beginning. He had a Pepsi withdrawal. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family.
When I got a flat tire, there are a bunch of people gathered in front of the vending machine. They want Pepsi! And the word is that
So I'm going to be giving this flavor 8.5 out of 10 scoops.
Hey, remember the Commodore Dynamic Total Vision? No?
Then I don't know if you're lucky or unlucky, but you probably don't know the town with no name.
Depending on what you choose, when you first start the game, this happens.
Come back, Shane!
My name's not Shane, kid.
This looks so bad that Maloli could probably make something better than this, or even something like this, using Mario Paint. But that just adds to the charm!
The lip syncing is worse than the Island of the Misfit Toys. And there is also an unbelievable amount of blood, but it's also really funny too.
This game is a choose-your-own-adventure, where, like pretty much every option you pick, there's some hilarious cutscene where it just adds to the hilarity and fun of the game!
36.
Very close, but that's not. Let's go to Gary the Retard. What number between 2 and 4?
7.
Now we get to the winner in Guinness World Records for the most polarizing survival horror game.
This game is very gory, and in the opening scene has two little boys looking at a dead naked woman and are seemingly mesmerized by a dead woman.
And since this game's gotta be edgy, there's gotta be boobs.
The funny thing about Deadly Premonition is how seriously it takes itself and how seriously you can take it in execution.
Your play is this FBI agent who needs to solve the mystery of this woman. You got a health bar, a tired bar, and a sleep bar. And overall, it's a solid open-world board game.
You can stop talking like that now. I think it's safe to say that Deadly Premonition is probably the video game equivalent to Return of the Living Dead.
Okay, Mrs. Puff, what's my final score?
6.
Woo!
You know a game is gonna be really bad when you get YouTubers as voice actors.
You might not think Hunt Down the Freeman should even be on this list, since it's a fan game, but it is officially licensed and endorsed by Valve, which might even make this more painful now that it's a fan game, kind of, but it's still good enough.
Though the gameplay itself is fine, it's the voice acting that places the game on this list. You have people like Pyrocynical and Keemstar who are doing awful to questionable voiceovers and who are tainting this game.
The only YouTuber I know that is in this game and does a good enough voiceover is I Hate Everything, but he voices an Asian character, even though he's English. Oh my god.
It takes itself too seriously, and you can't have a game where Keemstar is the president, and where you're given serious tasks to do, and he's just like, you have to do this, or whatever. Like, you just can't have, the tones don't match up. It just doesn't work.
I guess this was supposed to be the next best thing for Half-Life 3. Well, sorry Half-Life fans, but at least you got something to laugh at.
You f***ed up my face.
Oh, chills. Literal chills.
It was number 5. Number 5 is my brother.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Next up is a game that was the first ever to receive the incredibly rare AO rating and didn't even release.
Wait, I'm gonna stop you right there. If it was never released, then why is it on this list?
Well, 1, it's my goddamn list, but 2, you can still find ROMs for this game very easily, and was pretty much complete, but EA, good old EA, bought publisher Virgin Interactive and didn't even bother releasing this game because EA worried it would damage their reputation.
Well, their reputation doesn't quite seem to bother them now. reGood is sort of a mix of Super Smash Bros. And Mortal Kombat 4. Smash because it's 4-player action, while Mortal Kombat because of the goriness and the fatalities. And Mortal Kombat 4 specifically because of its crappy 3D.
I don't quite know what it is about Thrill Kill that places it on this list, and so high. Sure, it's not that fun of a game to play, and there's a lot of stuff going on at once, and the characters seem pretty stupid.
I think it's how over the top this game is with its violence. I still don't see why it was cancelable.
Yeah, me neither.
7, 5. Number 4.
Hey, you need advice for talking to girls? So, never play Super Seducer.
What Super Seducer is a game where you play as this dude named Richard. We are not even going to try to pronounce his name again.
This game gives you horrible advice, specifically dating advice, and the things it tells you not to use is hilarious.
Like, these could honestly make any girl not want to ever talk to you again. They're actually that bad. Now, of all these games, Super Seducer is one I hear referred to The Room a lot.
I mean, he might not look like it, but Richard at times sounds a lot like Tommy Wiseau.
I'm tired, I'm wasted, I love you, darling.
But it's just not polite, is it?
Ever wanted a fighting game where you play as Shaquille O'Neal trying to rescue a kid from a mummy?
Well, if you did for some reason, then Shaq Fu is definitely the game for you. Even though it's literally one of the worst games of all time and it's a total abomination, play it.
The controls are possibly some of the worst of any game ever, and the whole game is stupid, but that's why it's on this list.
Shaq Fu makes this list just for its sheer existence. This game is so dumb. And its name, Shaq Fu. You cannot just put Fu on anything, and it will not instantly become a great name. Have you ever heard of kitchen cabinets? The name is stupid, and the game is stupid.
There's not much more to say about this game, other than the fact that this game actually reviewed pretty well when it first came out, and there's a goddamn sequel somehow.
What kind of pencil do we take again?
Number 2. Take a number 2.
Looks like you took a big number 2.
So, I'm sure you've heard the story.
Nintendo and Sony had a console in the works called the Nintendo PlayStation. I wonder what that became. But then, behind Sony's back, Nintendo made a deal with Philips to make the Philips CDI, as Sony continued to make the PlayStation.
Philips, though, had the licenses to many Nintendo franchises. From this came a Mario game known as Hotel Mario and 3 Zelda games, Zelda Wand of Gamelon, Link the Faces of Evil, and Zelda's Adventure. All games Nintendo refuses to acknowledge to this day.
And why should we even talk about them, when it's the cutscenes that have inspired so many different YouTube poops and memes that can do the talking?
Nice of the princess to invite us over for a picnic, eh, Luigi?
I hope she made lots of spaghetti!
Luigi, look! It's from Bowser. Dear pesky plumbers, the Koopalings and I have taken over the Mushroom Kingdom. The princess is now a permanent guest at one of my 7 Koopa hotels. I dare you to find her if you can. We gotta find the princess. And you gotta help us.
Zelda, Duke Onkled is under attack by the evil forces of Ganon. I'm going to Gamelon to aid him.
But Father, what if something happens to you?
I'll take the Triforce of Courage to protect me. If you don't hear from me in a month, send Link.
Uh-oh. Where am I?
I wonder what's for dinner.
Oh boy! I'm so hungry, I could eat an Octorok!
Hey, princess!
Oh!
How are we gonna find the princess with the power going out? Maybe there's a switch in one of the rooms. Remind me to check.
You dare bring light to my lair? You must die! Ah, the chains! No! You haven't seen the last of me!
You know what they say, all toasters toast toast.
Before we get to number 1, here are some honorable mentions.
Imagine a game where you can't lose, where physical boundaries have been forgotten, and the fundamental rules of physics are no more, where trucks are now cars, where driving up hills make you faster than driving on the ground, and when driving backwards makes you so fast you can almost visit Alderaan from Star Wars, even after it has been blown up. And where you're always winner. Welcome to Big Rigs Over the Road Racing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just about covered everything we need to say about big rigs. Want to just end it here?
Yep. Well, that'll be it for this video. Be sure to like this video, come subscribe to both me and Gamevault.
And if you call us lazy, I'm gonna make a cupcake, except I'm not.
I did put Gamevault's channel in the description, as well as some of my other friends.
What about seasoning? The seasoning.
Be quiet with that.
Okay.
Alright, bye-bye.